All right, that should do it. Yes, there we go. Hello, how's everybody doing? Part 3 of the build of the set that has this in it. Hopefully I should be finishing the thing off this time. I think the balance here, it should be okay. It's still a little bit tail heavy. All right. Part bags number 11 here. Already prepped, not yet opened. Just gonna start working on the next level of the gate. And a couple of figures as well. There we go. You look good. You look good. Stream is healthy, so they say. Hope everybody's doing all right. Had a good Christmas evening and day if you celebrate it. If you don't celebrate it, hope you had a good Christmas evening and day regardless. Just the days themselves. And it looks like until YouTube and or OBS change again, I should be in good shape with respect to starting the streams. Like it actually started when I told it to. Started actually broadcasting when I told it to. And it actually went smoothly. All right. Couple of important figures here. We have viewers. Hey, Dadbod, what's going on? Just hopefully gonna make it through. I don't know. This is actually kind of looking a little bit thick now. The remainder here, but I think I'll be able to finish this without further ado. This figure looks good to me. Yeah. As I didn't turn the little camera thing proper, but that one looks really well done, including the print on the back. Come on. There we go. However, this guy has print. Yeah, you're not really going to see it at this level, but the print for his skin tone is the opposite of the usual. It's too dark and pink. It's too saturated. Exact opposite of what of the usual problem. Hello, Subob Chickvid. I'm on, we're quiet, all good. Fully what I expect. And this should be a quiet day, right? Recovering, hopefully, a lot of people are recovering from lots of good food. Build up a little torch. Let me change the angle of my camera's little view screen so I don't always have to be looking over there. Moved it back a little bit compared to last time so it wouldn't cut off the top of my head all the time. Planning on doing a formal review video on this one? Oh yes. That is the purpose here. This one is for our fellow Patreon community member, Dottie Pink, who ordered this up as a tan reward. This will get the full standard Studio A review treatment, to be sure. Two of those guys. And then after that, I think I have just two more tan sets, and they're both classics, and they're both cool. One of them is something that I probably would never have gotten. Well, actually, both of them are things that I probably would never have gotten. One is one that I very much wanted, but just would never have gotten because I couldn't justify spending the money on it just for my own personal desire. You know, there would have to be more of a reason. The other one is one that I thought I would never get because I thought I didn't like it. I thought it wasn't cool. Weak set. I can already see, having actually gotten the box in my hand, where I could really see more about the set, like more pictures and more angles and everything, compared to just the regular basic front of box art that you see online. I can already see that it's actually really good. Oh yeah, and last night, when I was doing some good additional cleanup work, I've moved on to cleaning up little stuff I've talked to you guys about before, with the sprawl of all the desk spaces that basically look like this, with just pieces all over the place, and random half unbuilt sets, and parts of minifigures that are special that I don't want to just throw into the standard main bin. All that kind of stuff I was working on. This is not right. Put two of them on there. Wait a minute. Something's not right here. Go back. But yeah, I was making more progress, and just doubled this up completely. That's weird. I see what I did. Okay, got confused. Looked here, then looked there. Yeah, I made good progress actually last night. Tremendous progress, to where I have more desk spaces and shelf spaces that look like this here, getting prepared for that upcoming review season, while also ensuring that the work towards review season does not encroach upon custom work and city work by taking over everything. And I rediscovered this guy. Oh, my phone is talking to me. I just heard a voice out of nowhere. Rediscovered this guy, which is kind of a mock. Yeah, it's a mock. It counts as a mock. That's based on the Hot Wheels Force Awakens First Order Stormtrooper car. And I realized that, you know what? This goes straight into the Cyberpunk district. It's like a free bonus vehicle to go right in there. It's perfectly styled. Maybe a little bit too futuristic. Like my Cyberpunk area is not trying to go super futuristic. You know, it's supposed to be within the same era as the rest of the city, just a little less regulated maybe. But, you know, this kind of pushes the envelope a little bit, but I think it belongs there. It's just been on a shelf just collecting dust and cobwebs for the longest time. But that felt like I got a free bit of work done by being able to reuse work that was done years ago. And then I also did some work on a Slug Biker. I also did some work on just a regular little Lego City pickup truck, a little 4-wide pickup truck, and did some conversion work on that. And I don't know if I'm satisfied with how far I went with it. I kind of go back and forth between either putting it down there and just calling it done, or scaling back the modifications just a little bit with the stuff in the bed area, and then just putting it into the regular part of the city. I think I'm gonna keep it in the cyberpunk area. I think it's good enough. I spent like 3 hours working on this thing, though. It was supposed to be a half-hour project or something. I just kept wanting to do more and more and more and make it more unique. So I'll probably I'll allow it. Kind of RoboCop looking. Appreciate that. Personally, rather enjoy the sorting and organizing aspect of Lego. Some see it as a necessary evil, but for me, it's a great way to unplug and relax. Well, that's good. I'm glad that works for you. For me, it's more of a necessary evil because I have to do so much of it, and the key word there is have to, because it will take over everything, all of my space, and then it'll prevent me from doing work if I don't do it. So it's definitely more of a necessity for me. And hello, Kim G. Welcome. Oh, how about a nice little handful of viewers there, with the combination of people in chat and not. Wasn't expecting to see too many show up here, especially given the weekend timing and the total lack of advance warning. Nope. This way. Keep finding BMO fur little bits. They just seem to multiply on their own. Coincidentally, my wife is upstairs right now sorting parts from the Gigantor, 70-liter bin of parts of disassembled sets that were previously reviewed. That covers probably a couple seasons worth right now. All that stuff, that's a long process, going through that again and again and again and again. Picking out like a dozen classes of items at a time, by color or by type, or both. Finally starting on the city advent calendar just now. Little behind. That's okay. Build a long time. All right. I don't think I got the city one this year. I only got the Star Wars one for the ugly sweater figures and also the exclusive droid. And yeah, all the droids. I'm trying to keep up on my Star Wars droid collection. I've got a whole pile. It's one of the things that, fortunately, at least, is not in the way all the time. But I have a whole pile of droids that need to be added to that display, and I need to make the display stand itself larger. You? Did the Star Wars and Friends ones last month. Save the city calendar for the holiday itself. Gotcha. Not too many years ago, everybody would do all the advent calendar stuff every year. So every blog, every YouTube channel, every day, all month was just this constant onslaught. Advent calendar, everything, Advent calendar. We can't stop with the Advent calendars, and that just got to be too much. And it slowed down significantly, and it seems like it has picked up just a little bit again this year. Looks good. All right, separate build. This is where we're going to find the Barbasol. Yep, the Barbasol can. Little outdoor scene placed inside, and oddly 3 stories up. Still working. Oh, I didn't even realize this head was right there on the edge, almost perfectly. Just looking at you. Oh, good. The Barbasol can itself actually gets attached in there. Unfortunately, it's not a printed one. It's just a little dark blue cylinder with a red modified tile with vertical bar on top. But that'll work. I was just talking about how much I love the dinosaur being there peeking at it. Well, what I meant to say was, good, that is situated exactly where I intended for it to be. I'm just verifying that I haven't shifted at all. That was entirely intentional, fully my plan. I was just testing to see if you noticed. All right. I think that's about it for this one. The rest is just going to be outside structure. Yep. This is the space for each of these little displays is getting smaller rapidly. I have enough height. Oh yeah, I got enough height. It's a 4-stud wide space now. This guy again. I guess there is one more level. This is tripping me out. If that narrows anymore, I don't see how they're supposed to fit more scenery on top. Time for a little side door. It's going to go all the way from here. It's probably going to attach right at these points, hinge down, and then just slope all the way down. Use one of these giant, is that 6? Oh, 6. I always thought these were 8 for some reason. 6 by 16. There it is. There's no way there's going to be another room on top of this. The space is too small. There's no way. Dadbot had a post-Christmas building fest today with the daughters. They're really into Ninjago right now, so it's been a welcome shift from friends. You're mean. Welcome shift from friends. It's a downgrade. What are you talking about? How many sets did you guys get built? Was it at least one per completed? Or did any get completed before the playing began? I feel like it would be easy to do one of those perception and reality sort of memes with what Lego thinks of in terms of how their sets get built compared to what actually happens in real life most of the time. Like their expectation and their research shows that, yeah, they follow this step, and then they put that there, and then they put that there, and then when they're all done, each function of a function is built, then you test it once. Make sure not to shoot yourself in the eye, though. None of that. But then you move on to the next. But in reality, it's like as soon as you have anything that looks even remotely like it could be used by a figure, it's like, oh, this is a flying carpet. Did the Ultra Dragon, all right. That's a project. Firstborn, Golden Mech, and Kai Fighter. That is a very productive building session with some non-insignificant sets. So congrats. Not knocking friends, but dragons are cooler. I mean, I can't disagree. I missed one piece. I thought it was going to go right at the top, but oh man, this might have been. Oh, I see. All right. Nice. Older three are pretty capable on their own. 6-year-old needs a lot of help, but refuses to stick to age-appropriate sets. I support all of that. Okay, bags 12 of 13. Tell me the most out of character line ever spoken by Samuel L. Jackson in his entire acting career was not, "Please." That was the most awkward moment. If there was anything that could have been changed in that entire series, the entire series, for me, it would have been that line. It was just so wrong, so inappropriate for the actor, for the character, for the situation. And yeah, I know that JP2 and 3 were not exactly great movies, but the original was good enough that it deserved better. Toe Claw Velociraptorus Madeepicus. I think that's it for the figures too. Or is there one more batch of them? No, that's it. Just 6. Snakes on the plane line was pretty epic. But at least that matched the man. The Long Kiss Goodnight was one of his best. Don't Believe I've Seen. Have you guys heard the Pontiac radio commercial outtakes? Very not family friendly, but ridiculous. First 10 times or so I listened to it. I was just dying. I see, Slugbiker, I was never much of a Geena Davis fan myself back in those days. Beyond Beetlejuice. League of Their Own. Yep. Sorry, completely forgot about that. I only ever saw that movie once. As with most movies, I find that I am in fairly rarefied air in having watched most movies only once each. Most movies that I have seen, I've only seen once. Seems like the majority of people that I encounter in life have seen especially more popular ones or more quote-worthy ones and Academy Award winners and such, like again and again and again and again. Like, oh yeah, I saw that the first week that it came out on cable, or we rented that on VHS once. Plays an action hero? Really? Curiosity piqued. Just finished Christmas Vacation for the 27th time. That one I may have seen maybe twice, plus a whole bunch of partial times where, you know, it just happens to be the thing that's on the sick box when I walk in the room, and then I hang out for a while and, you know, see the dinner scene again. It usually ends up being what I walk in on always. speaking of action and terrible lines, something that I, for some reason, want to see again is Mortal Kombat. The original Mortal Kombat movie. I saw that in the theater with online friends. Met before the days of the internets. It was a unique time. It's not about the movie, right? It's just about the little bit of nostalgia. Two by two is there. Oh, did I skip a level? I did. Nope, you're there. You're there. Good, 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 good. Ah. The other way. Might as well watch Ghost Rider with Nick Cage while I'm at it. Nah, I'm good. You can have that one. Since it's clearly top of mind for you, you're clearly dying to see it again. Do a little marathon. Do it back to back with Face Off. A lot of extra bricks in the advent calendars. Very handy. Favorite piece so far is the utility belt. Nice. Is that Handyman Harl Hubbs's utility belt in dark orange that you get an extra one of? Because I definitely like that piece because it's realistic. And it's totally something that you can put on a number of different figures, and it doesn't turn the figure into the character that piece is exclusive to, you know? It allows them to maintain their own individual identities while still picking up a cool piece. Don't like the character. It reminds me of Batman's utility belt. Yeah, it's the exact same piece that they use for Batman's belt. Just a new color for it. I just like that it works really well for contractors, you know? Any kind of skilled workers. Oh, don't know the character. Okay. Handyman Harl Hubbs, an accidental hero, one-time astronaut. Yeah, he's done a little bit of everything. I don't like the voice that they use for that character in the Lego City Adventures series. It feels like it's pitch shifted up or something if they just left it in its natural form. It might not be. It might be how that person actually speaks or is speaking for that character. I don't mind the character itself, but I feel like the voice is inappropriate for it. It's interesting. This side went much more quickly. I don't like how the weight of this second level flap kind of pushes down on the lower one and then pushes it out. So it creates this gap. It kind of falls. You can kind of get it to stay, but ultimately it wants to settle back, flayed out a little bit. Now this goes together really quickly. Oops, I had myself. I've seen the upcoming DOTS sets. Do I think the key operates a functional locking mechanism? Yes and yes. I am 95% certain that it does. I think it'll be a simple latch inside of there. You know, basically just something that rotates around. You know, Lego has done that a number of times with little basic locks for safes. They're doing it more frequently, where basically you just have a lip in there, and then there's usually it'll be like a Technic 1x2 lift arm where it's hinged, and then a little lobe of it just comes here and then prevents something from opening. I think that's all it comes down to. It might be not exactly that part, but I think that's how it would work. So not complex, and I think all the keys are the same. I think there's just one key mold, you know? But pretty sure it does work. I'm curious if they're going to do those keys in the future in different colors. I hope so. Because I feel like they could end up being interesting parts to use for decoration. Put them in a line, use them for a fence or some sort of trellising. Make a pattern to create the upper edges of a gazebo, I think. Something like that. Yeah, I think that the key mold is new. And previously they've done it with just an external little one of those or something, or another lift arm on the outside, or something that you push to activate it. I don't think they ever used the little minifig key for a working mechanism like that, though. One day we'll have a large enough selection of small pieces from Lego that we'll be able to build a basic lock at that scale. Oh! Totally opened the wrong bags. I went to the wrong drawer. It's 13 now. All right. Gates. The gates themselves. That's a lot of tiles. Yeah, 6x12. Dark brown plates and plenty of them. Ooh. 10 of these. This feels valuable to me. I want to do things with these. I want to make... Ooh, yeah. I want to make roofs for a couple of row houses in my residential district using these. It looks too good. I don't think I've used dark brown for any roofs yet. That looks really, really good to me. I wonder if I end up deciding to keep this, you know, the main thing that I'm interested in is the T-Rex itself as far as things to keep. I wonder if I might end up taking this apart and using its pieces in the city, because I like these parts that were used for the little texture here, and if those were staggered, like I might actually be able to use that for a miniature or micro little valley in the zoo. And then, like I said, these obviously I want to use. Stickered parts. Definitely have to consider that. Yeah. Okay, these are going to be mirrored, I'm pretty sure. But I'll just go ahead and do them one at a time. Maybe you can see that. Still need to get my overhead camera set up. I actually ordered something yesterday, a little scissor arm. I actually already have one, but I ordered a second one that's larger that I may put like the GoPro on so I can actually place it where I want. You know, right now I've got a good mount for it up above in a space that's been tested and tried before, but it's always some distance away and zoomed out. So the ability to be building and change the field of view by just bringing the camera down, not having to worry about a zooming camera or something bigger, heavier, more complex. Just like, okay, I'm working on something small, just there. And it'll be in this shot, but for scenes like that, it would probably be done with a focus on the build camera itself anyway. So my face would be the picture in picture. I think I'm gonna experiment with that soon. Ordered them on Amazon, so they should be here in a few days. Didn't I do something like that on one of the early Patreon chats? Yes. 2 camera setup. And it was just mounted up here. But in that test, I realized the dramatic restriction of it being always that far away. Didn't feel as valuable as I wanted it to be. You're good. You're good. All right, this is just gonna alternate. These are large, small. There we go. Large 4. I'll find you. How about a point of view head cam? Just walk around with a helmet on. I wish I could do that. Unfortunately, I have too many subscribers to do that. When you're at a reasonable size, reasonable level of popularity or whatever, then you can just do stuff like that. And you get into the hundreds of thousands, then you get folks that will drive you absolutely crazy with the "what's that in the background? I'm taking screenshots of all the things that I think maybe you don't want us to see. I'm gonna make an archive of it." Where all the focus goes on to the background. Little insignificant things in the background. Could do a 24-hour stream and put together, a mega massive collection of sets for some specific purpose. But half the viewership would be just, do I see a bug on the wall at 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 55 seconds? I'm going to clip that. You and you. There we go. I not finish the other one? Looks like I didn't. Skipped a step. That feels pretty satisfying. Never thought about that. Kind of sad, really. Not something that I have to consider with a handful of viewers of my life. Yeah, that's good. Okay, keep it that way. Coming together. It's feeling pretty good too. Only thing that doesn't feel good right now is the fact that there's no connection. There's no keystone up here, so it bends in the center very easily. But I think that'll be fixed once the top is done. Any more shooting lately? Not, maybe like once or twice with live ammo, mostly dry fire and airsoft. I've got a good system, a good number of drills, and a good setup in my backyard with steels. Made some custom ones that let me easily register performance, and then I just run drills out there because it's you can get 90% of the performance and improvement that you need in technique and ability doing just dry fire. So having something that is even better than that in the form of actually having some projectiles come out and registering hits helps even more. So while ammo remains scarce and ridiculously expensive, I'm saving a bit, I also really wanted to avoid going down to the range during the election cycle, just to stay away from from folks talking crazy on both sides of the aisle. Just try to stay stressed out enough. Didn't want to get inundated with even more, just for personal health, health reasons, mental health. Good. Good. Oh, this sucks. Now you can't see. There we go. Gotta get that to focus through the gate. I think that's working. Behind closed doors. Doors open, man. Doors open, man. Wrong one. Aha, there you are. I live on 40 acres in a very rural and mostly gun-friendly part of the country. We enjoy plinking with 22s, awesome and such, but never gotten a handgun. Fortunately, can just step outside and do it. Sweet. When, I'm trying to remember what brought it up. I was thinking... What was it? I don't remember exactly what it was that brought the topic up, but I was talking to my wife this week about how nice it would be to actually have some land, some space to just go outside and even just relax, like not even to do activities, but I mean, having more space to throw a ball for the dog, basic stuff like that would be nice, but just be able to just go outside and just look at grass, and trees and stuff. In the San Francisco Bay Area, that doesn't really exist until you start getting inland more, and then land prices are just ridiculous. Most of the land is actually owned by the regional is managed by the Regional Parks District. But yeah, I would love to have some land, even though I've never really experienced it other than going somewhere and then, going hiking or something. It would be a luxury. All our family is out here. Very local though. And my wife's job and everything, so we're pretty well connected, pretty well rooted here. And for the shooting thing, I get and with my backyard range, I get around the lack of land. I mean, we've got a decent amount of space, but I get around it by using small targets. So my standard target size is just 6 inches. So you can run them pretty close. And I'm doing handgun training, so the longest range that I'll ever shoot is 50 yards. But most of the stuff that I'm doing is like multiple target, rapid engagement. Transitions, fast stuff, transitioning close to far. Calling, bill drills, the whole multiple to the torso, one to the head, hostage situation, all that kind of semi-realistic tactical drill type training stuff. So I really don't need a whole lot of space. And for the real fine stuff, I actually have some daisy plinking targets, the little ones that are like where the big ones are 2 inches, and I think the small ones are like an inch or an inch and a half. So I can use that for the really, really fine stuff. And I just obviously don't put them at the same distance that you would run them for a 22 LR or something. But we make it work. I think I just had this backwards. Only for these pieces right here. This is actually correct. It's just these two. Very nice out here. Something I probably take for granted. Big cities, big populations make me uneasy. I can understand. I myself, I feel like maybe 15 years ago or so, really disliked crowds, in-person crowds, mostly just because of how people act in a large group. We become more like animals. I don't appreciate the lack of consideration and the disrespect of space and stuff. But I've really gotten over that. It doesn't bother me much anymore. I still prefer my small groups and have small social circles and everything, but I don't actively dislike being around a lot of people. Only on one side. Ooh, this gets a lot of height quickly. What state are you in, by the way? You may have said before, I simply don't remember. Michigan. All right. My brother is in the El Dorado Hills area. Flying into and driving through Sacramento was enough for me. Oh. Thus, LA, San Francisco, no way, yeah. Yeah, that's something that's something you have to learn. The skill of mentally and psychologically surviving that sort of environment. Taking public transportation in San Francisco. Thickens the skin. Real quick. Don't like large crowds, but hate living away from everything. That is definitely a trade-off that you consider once you learn to love the convenience of being near stuff. I have one friend who lived kind of like at the absolute outskirts of the somewhat metropolitan or more populated area of the Bay, core of the Bay Area. He was far enough out that he could actually see something is off here. See like hills and stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, what? There's a store right down the street. Right down the street was like 3 miles for him. Like, dude, that is not right down the street. Talk about like you can just walk there. Like, well, you can. Right down the street means right down the street, dude. No, it's convenient. We got freaking Walmart. It's like right down the street. 15 minutes away. It's a different mindset. Don't like having to drive 20 minutes to get to the grocery store. That's what I'm saying. Everything is 20 minutes. Thickens the skin. But is it uphill both ways? Oh. That's right. I keep forgetting. Detroit Designosaur. In knee-deep snow. I'm spoiled. I live in a quiet neighborhood with a grocery store 2 blocks away. Chose the location for that convenience. Well, I am nothing but happy for you. Speaking of quiet, the quiet here is about to end for a few minutes. The central heating system is activating presently. So between clicks and me speaking, you'll hear extra white noise for a bit. My apologies. You know, I've actually not gone back and listened to see what it's actually like. To put a marker in there at some point. See if I can figure out anything to reduce that a bit. Oh, here comes the top. It really, really, really has helped doing this in multiple sessions rather than trying to do a single session pure build. Those sitting in one place, long sessions are not things that I look forward to. But splitting it up and also having a little bit of company has made this feel like it's gone by easily. It has not felt like a chore at all. So I appreciate that. Never really hear it, but I'm just watching on a phone without headphones. Okay. Well, that's something. That's good. From what I've heard from others and from what I expect from how sound works, it should be mostly like there you shouldn't hear anything. Maybe a little bit of the squeaking. But then as soon as I talk, from the noise cancellation sort of effect, there should be just a little bit of extra white noise, and the same thing should happen anytime I do. So rather than just being like a click, it's just like a clicks. That's how I think it is. I can hear the music nice and quiet. Okay, good. Nothing other than your speaking and Lego noises. Sweet. I think I may have shared a similar sentiment in a previous video, but they could have left the gates out of the set and called it good, in my opinion. Yup, I'm with you. Absolutely with you. Well, could have left the gate out and included a Ford Explorer instead. They could have done it with just the dyno. That, yes. That absolutely would have worked as a complete set. Oh, I put an extra layer in there, did I? Nope. These are the shorties. 6 wides. Sounds like rain on a tent, very faint in the background. There you go. He hears it. Haven't noticed the white noise at all, but the volume is down fairly low. Opening the packages is deafening. Doesn't happen too often. Okay. Thank you for that feedback. Main cam. That is something that I can and should fix. I should not be doing this. I should not be doing this live. But I'm at least going to put this in to remind myself. I see it now. I see it. All right, that's there. This should come after both. Yep. Threshold. And then the ratio, once it gets up too high. Yeah, it needs a compressor. I'll need to set that up offline. It wasn't responding in real time to the changes, but I already have a good setup for that in the pure build space. So I'll just copy that one over because I've got it set over there so that you hear the clicking sounds really, really, really well. But as soon as the bag comes out and it's more than a few clicks in a row, then it really, really just clamps down from the top significantly and the whole thing gets unnaturally quiet. So it's actually quieter over there when I'm doing the pure builds, when I'm opening the bags, than when I'm not, ironically. Probably wouldn't worry about too much for the streams with only a handful of people in it. Makes sure to open them in advance of doing bigger streams. No, I appreciate that, but I am going to worry about it and I am going to fix it because it can be fixed and it should. And if you don't want me to fix it, that's too bad. I'm gonna make the experience better for you guys, whether you like it or not. I'll have one more set of bags to open for this build here. Almost done, so I'll just try to do it farther away, or I can even just temporarily mute. I want to get an external physical mute button. That'll make things a lot more convenient. Oh, or maybe I could put that onto the little Stream Deck, the little button thing that I want to have. So every time Craigster passes on something, I can put in the sound effect. She keeps on passing me by. And then I can have just an easy, quick mute physical button as well. Those things cost money, though. Just for what's effectively a keyboard, a configurable keyboard. With some little screens on the buttons. Why is this not going back as far as I want it to? I want it to go right there. I guess it doesn't. Just a little dino nest. Air horns. Fear, 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 fear. I have to leave me to it. Enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day, all. Thank you, Sam Perry, for joining. Hope that you enjoyed this and hope that you have a good rest of your evening/day. And I'll talk to you again soon. A lot of game streamers have that little button pad, yeah. Seems like a good convenience. Overuse of it, I'm sure, can be super annoying or immature, which can be a good thing depending upon what your audience is. But I think it can be used for good, not just evil. I actually haven't looked up prices in a while. I think prices of things have started to, of normal stuff, has started to become a little bit more reasonable again after the panic spree kind of has died down a bit. Ah, the big stickers. That's right, the space between the A and the R in park feels unnatural. And that translates into the pieces once you apply them. But I'm going to see if the actual logo looked like that at all. Well, it's not stacked. It's always side by side. And it's kerned pretty close together. Actually, the A and the R are kerned really close together. So if anything, I should try to get those two right on the inside edges. Oh, there's the gate. So on the gate, they're pretty consistent. You put them on, they'll be closer to each other. Well, when I put them on, they'll be closer to each other, yeah. But the way that they're aligned and placed on the sheet right now is where they're intended to go. So I was just seeing, if I wanted to make sure that wasn't intentional, and it's not. Therefore, I will definitely place those as close together as I physically can, right on the edges. What about the height? Height should, they should actually be pretty high up as well. The distance between the Jurassic and the park on the actual gate is not as significant as Lego makes it. So there's that guy. When you line up stickers to try to put them on the edge, it's important not to take them all the way to the very edge, because the edges of pieces tend to be curled up a little bit. Unless you're working with tiles, in which case, of course, they're curled over. So you don't want your adhesive surface to be over that, otherwise it'll tend to self-separate just from the stress. The sticker will have to bend. So you try to stay like 1/10 of a mil from the edge at least, if you're on an old style tile where they're flat on the edges. But the 1x, 1x2, 1x4, 1x6, etc. are more significantly chamfered. That's as close as I could get it. It's not as close as I would like it to be. It's still way more space between the A and the R than there should ever be. And I'm not going to custom cut these to make it better than it's intended to be, because I'm trying to do, the official build as much as possible, within reason. Finished all the City Advent builds, rather. Pretty fun. Lots of vehicles, cool to play with. I'll have to check it out. I never really gave that one a good look. I think I looked at, like, really, really quickly, I looked at the figures and that was it. Does anybody here remember back in the 80s, a series of little basic primary color plastic toys? They were like less than 2 inches, the biggest ones, and they would be like excavator, bulldozer, steamroller, ferry, fishing boat, each one with 2 to 3 colors. No prints or anything, just basic plastic, but pretty good quality. Super, super cheap. And stores would have them in just like a fish bowl, and you just reach in and kind of try to find one that you like. I'm trying to find what the brand name was for those, because I've spent some time on occasion trying to look them up, and I've never found the exact ones. I have a bunch of unrealized nostalgia for those. Might even have been late 70s. My memories are limited. More the feelings than the sights and physical tactile feelings of them. But the feeling of the time is kind of what stuck with me. And I want to see if I can reconnect with that a little bit. but I don't remember the names of the toys or who made them. I feel like it was like might have been a German company, something European. Right at the top. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get this. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. On one side. Ah, there it goes. That's it. That's the stuff. This is way less sturdy up here than I expected. I feel like that should be clamped together with some studs on the side, plates, or from behind with some Technic, because all this can just be pulled off easily. And you kind of want to grab some of that to get some leverage on this. That's not a good feeling. All right, opening the final bags. Viking Plast. Yeah, see, those are, everything I'm seeing here looks bigger than I remember. This feels like it's from the right era. I feel like the level of detail was even higher, even though the toys themselves were smaller and they had like one more color each. It's close. Not it though. Yeah, Slug Biker, I just barely turned it down. Or I turned it way down so that the volume was barely there. But I haven't set it up properly yet. Could be like those toys that were in the clear plastic spheres and gumball-like machines. I feel like these were a little bit larger in scale than those. And definitely better built, like less flexible. I know what you're talking about as well. But I think those, the Gumball toys were lower in quality, smaller in order to fit in the spheres. Not quite it still. And definitely the ones that I remember were loose. Every place I remember seeing them and or getting them, they were just loose. You buy them at a counter. $0.50 more than they were worth. From those toys, from the Gumball machines, there was one series that I need to go back to and see if I can get at least one representative of. There were some robots. They were like, knockoff Transformer type things at that scale and that cheap that I really liked. And those actually were probably a little bit late. No, definitely later. Those were probably late 80s to maybe even 1990 or so. I feel like I remember having 3 or 4 of them. You could connect them. I feel like there was one that could kind of turn into an excavator. I might be mixing memories at this point. Speaking of excavator, there was a like 1/64th scale orange. There was an orange one that I wanted and didn't get. And then there was a mostly white with blue and a little bit of red, but mostly white and blue. That was in the early 80s. That gives me a little bit of nostalgia that I would like to resolve someday. I'm sure I'll be able to find those on eBay though. I feel like I've found them before, but these little plastic ones, those I have not found. I have searched for and have not found. What I've discovered is that when I have a strong nostalgic feeling for an object of my childhood, it kind of feels like a longing, like missing, almost a sadness. But if I can just find a representative object from that era, or even the exact thing, just an old version, doesn't have to be in the best shape, just get it physically. Don't even have to keep it, just get it. It resolves the feelings. It ends them. It ends any negative part of it, any part that is kind of drawing me back. Like I wish things were like, I wish I had that feeling again. Just get the object and then well, that's cool. That's really, really cool. Awesome. Good times. And it just kind of takes some of the power out of it. Not the positive power, just any negative power. I feel like it's a good, healthy thing. At least I've found that. There were GoBots in the 80s. Yeah. think I had one GoBot, the smallest ones from the first or second series. Oh wait, did I have two? No, I think I wanted the motorcycle. I got the helicopter. Tried to treat it well. Neighbors were spoiled. They had actual Transformers. that was completely out of range. I got one of the cheap GoBots. I feel like that was from I got that from a Thrifty store called Thrifty. I don't think they exist anymore. What I'm building right now are the little torches. There are just 6 of these assemblies that are going to be attached on the outside surface. All right, Slug Biker. Thanks for sharing. See you, if not next time, then maybe next time, or maybe next time. And have a good one. This is the last bag, and the parts are getting used up fairly quickly. There are a bunch of little ones here, a bunch of little foliage pieces to add the final details. There's a little bit more fire that's going to go on the top as well, beyond just these. I'm working on the last one of these now. So we're getting there. What time is it? Oh, it's much later than I thought. Jeez. Been going 2 hours on this stream. Definitely did not feel like it. Two there. Yep. Building the Quinjet from Endgame tonight. Nice. Was that a holiday purchase, or just had it for a bit? Had it for a while, just hadn't gotten around to building it until this weekend. Nice to have a little spare time to get caught up. One of these days, I feel like I need to create the option, just the option for folks who want to join in to have you, viewers, also transmit video if you so choose, if you want. Like using StreamYard, like Beyond the Brick uses, or something like that, for really, really, really simple, easy, lightweight, relatively low tech, no hassle co-streaming. Sorry you can't see any of this stuff, but I do really need to have it facing towards me. What? Oh. That could be fun, but stretching my comfort zone. Perhaps I could wear a bug mask or something. That's copyrighted. But yeah, again, that would absolutely be optional. You know, where anybody could still watch and could still participate in chat without video, you know. There's also, I think, the option to do audio only on those streams. Just don't turn the camera on and just have an avatar that represents you, which can be just a default icon. You don't even need to have one available, you know. Wonder why they stopped making these open on the top. The ones that have the 4 studs in the middle so you could stack them. Those were really nice. Really convenient. Nowadays they cost like $5 or something on Bricklink. They didn't, I mean, each individual part didn't have as much foliage body to it, I guess, as these, but the ability to stack them and the ability to add other things in the center other than just having that single open stud way down in the middle. You know, you could have like a lily of the Nile looking thing, and the leaves would be up too much, but you know, they're in a rosette of I don't remember my terms. It's been too long since I studied the plant biology, but long skinny leaves. And then you can just put a short stalk or even no stalk at all and just put the flowers right around in there. Just gave you more options. Dinosaur would have a hard time doing Lego. Hard to see what you're doing with those tiny arms. Just lost a toe doing that. The other piece is on the ground. Yeah, I don't recommend it. As this proof of concept attempt has shown. Speaking of video, how many patrons sent any in? Don't think I've ever caught any if you've posted. I want to say probably upwards of 20. I mean, at least 15 or so. If you go over to posts on the Patreons and then go by tag or label, whatever is the filtering option that they give you, you can filter down by supporter minifigs, I think it's called, and then you can see all the posts. It's generally one post per person, so you can see all of them. And then anytime you're looking at any videos in the city, look for figures that are holding something in their hand. It'll be a silver tile or a gold stud, or the really fancy ones have a tan 1x1 brick. And those are all the supporter minifigs. I don't think any new ones came in this month or last, but there's another one that's on its way right now. Oh, I'm going. I think these are supposed to be the regular green, not bright green. Hard to tell. Yes, regular green. Yes, I have a figure. Well, referring to the video, send it. Of course you have. You're not sitting. You're not waiting by the cafe. You're working on the cafe, right? Totally forgot. But referring to the video send-in reward. Right, the video part. Did not get any videos. I got a couple of pictures and a block of inspirational text. I think all of that stuff went into just the first video that I did, the first video I ever did covering the different minifigures. So that's over on the City channel, and I think it was just the first ever one that I did. Took all of those into it, and I haven't gotten any additional submissions since. It was just a small number of them. I like the little intros you do for the minifigs. It's nice to have a background story instead of just here's the person. Yeah. It feels like something that has to happen. Like they can't just appear, you know? It feels very natural and necessary to me. I just hope that I never end up creating a story that offends somebody. Like, that's not what my character would be doing. Can you edit that, please? Like, right now? I'm sorry. I thought it'd be funny. When I did the meal? The meal? What? The mail. Everyone had a story, yeah. I own a custom cabinetry business, so my girls were very happy to see me wielding a saw and getting to work. Nice. I didn't even, you didn't tell me that, did you? I know you specifically wanted to be doing some work, but I don't think you gave me the additional context behind it. I'm glad that worked out. Speaking of which, I need to do some work on that cafe. I have not felt inspiration to work on it in quite some time. Hopefully I can fix that before too long. I don't want you to have to do all the work. Kind of stretching the whole cost of Patreon membership thing a little bit too far, I think. What's up, Brendan? You're late. We're almost done. Where you been? The commute is killing me. Hello there. Gotta be fashionably late. Got it. Oh, well, at least I can finally turn this around now. Yeah, I think the arch is done. This is going to be the minifig stand I'm building now. This is lighter in weight than it appears, I think. Also, a little less sturdy. A little less sure of itself. Like these things want to flip out. These want to do that. And then this part up here is, ooh, don't touch it. Just don't touch it. Built the ice skating rink gift with purchase yesterday. Man, it's a really nice build. Remembering what that looks like. It has a fully tiled ice surface, right? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Just have the picture. Oh, with the gears. Ah. Yeah, this is not what I was remembering. It actually has a geared system in there. I don't think I've ever taken a good look at this one. Set number 40416. I like the sweaters. I missed out. Man, those are good prints. Oh, no, I really feel like I missed out. That's really cool. Still available, really? As a gift with purchase? Do you know when that ends by chance? In the US? I would assume it would end before the new releases come out. which is going to be any day now. I mean, it's supposed to be the 1st, but other retailers should be getting the 2021 stuff presently. It was supposed to end earlier this month, but I assume they haven't gotten rid of enough, so they're keeping it going. Gotcha. Yeah, because everybody bought, everybody that could bought Lego stuff during peak Rona while they had some cash, and then a lot of them don't have the cash anymore. And Lego's like, okay, now we'll give you double VIP points and we'll give you the cool gifts with purchase and stuff. And a lot of us have just bought all the big stuff already. $12.31 or while supplies last. Yep. So it ends the day before the new stuff releases. I feel like I may have missed one piece on the front. That's that. Okay, that looks right. Completely disappeared. Oh. Saw an article today that the Creator Roller Coaster and Assembly Square got the last chance to buy advertising at somebody's local Lego store. Interesting. I guess those have had a pretty good run. Now they need to do a new roller coaster. They should probably just do one big roller coaster every, 2 or 3 years, like something of that size, or close. At least a 48 by 48, or 2 32 by 32 base plates of size. I don't know if they should change the coaster track color though, because while I personally would like to have more colors available in large quantities, it would be a nice gift to people who have bought that first set to be able to expand, even if it requires custom work, even if it's all custom work, still putting out more in the same color so they're compatible would be nice as well. I don't know which way I would prefer on that. What do you guys think? If they did another roller coaster, same color tracks, like another big roller coaster, same color tracks or different? This isn't perfect. Just straight. There you go. Get the little guys in there. Be more secure. All right. I do think this olive piece should not be a spare. I think I see where it goes. Really don't like that. Get this garbage out of here. Amateur hour stuff. Yep. Right there. Same would enable expanding. Completely different would help with building a theme park. What would be cool is if they let you pick a track color while ordering. It would be pricey and logistically difficult, but cool. The way to do that would be to sell the main set without tracks, and then sell the tracks as just separate packs. Like just have them bagged or boxed, whatever they need. I guess it would probably need to be boxed. And then people could just buy them, just put the packs out in the different colors, try to predict what demand will be, and then has the dramatic, huge bonus of offering up track packs, right? For people that just want more tracks. Gotta get the rest of the Designosaur's toe here. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. There it is. Hate that sound. It's just this one little leaf. It's just a little bit too far down. It's on a clip. And the piece that it's attached to, in turn, will pop off. Yep, there it goes. Not attached that well. Alright, so move you up. This feels like it's not even ABS. It feels like it's polycarbonate the way that it was squeaking there. There's a few things in the design of this that aren't ideal. Small things. Durability wise. Movability wise. But there we go. Quinjet has no landing gear. I don't remember which one. This is the big blue one? The all dark blue? Most recent one. I think that's it. From last year. Like it's all dark blue and then the windows are trans orange. I think that's what makes it, yeah. Yeah. That's too bad. I do like the jet itself though. Like I feel like if it's not the best all around, I think it's one of the best. Just the amount of room that it has inside and the swishability of it, I think is really good. The lack of landing gear, I feel like we older folks probably value landing gear more than the young ones do. Because like for play, you don't need it. As long as you have the ability to set the thing down easily, you don't need to have the fiddly bits. But the fiddly bits add to the immersion, right? You need to put the gear down to land. Or you could have a crash landing where it's, if your gear aren't able to come down all the way. I just feel like it's not that important to have in a toy. A roommate was already swishing it around. Nice. But I think that's a good one to have. Was it the first one that possibly, the gray one that possibly competes with it in utility? The smaller one was okay for its price, but didn't have a lot of usability. The white one was a little bit too fiddly in my opinion. I think this one's pretty good. Trike thing looks pretty weak. It looks very weak. Extraordinarily weak. If I recall correctly, knowing me, I made a lot of fun of that. There is one worse. There's one worse trike that was made since then. But yeah, that was pretty bad. Did I get any? Are you talking to me? You talking to me? Did I get any exciting gifts for holidays? We don't really do the gifts thing anymore. We're kind of over it. We do scratch offs for anyone, for the whole family. Yeah. Anyone else get any exciting gifts? Good gifts? Noteworthy gifts? Get or give, I guess. Scratch offs are fun, yeah. I won $6, man. Got a sister-in-law won $10. And it's just a thing you can just get together and do. Got some money and new lenses for a police light bar I'm restoring. Interesting. Well, cool. Kids got a bunch of Lego, so I got a bunch of Lego. There you go. Got a bunch of cool dinosaur stuff. All right. It just made me think of. I don't know why. Just out of the blue, that just threw me back into youth and seeing quote unquote realistic dinosaur, rubbery plastic dinosaurs that look really cool. There was a very, very brief time when I wanted those, and I just got that wave of nostalgia just then. But I need to get back to looking up these little micro plastic things I was talking about earlier. I really need to the little cars and trucks and construction equipment and the ferries. I need to get a few of those to satisfy my old nostalgia. The Land Before Time Pizza Hut hand puppets. I don't remember those exactly myself, but I can envisage it. It's the stupidest. Okay, I'm gonna look this one up. The stupidest dino. What? Is that right? It's like a giant camel platypus. What? That can't be right. New fossil remains show that the arms could get bigger than that. How does that even work? Nature? Like, why would you do that? That is very silly. T-Rex, it's not T-Rex arms. They're huge. They're arms, but they're like legs. It's almost like human arms. They're way too big. And then it has bird-like claw, like raptor claws. Like it really used those for catching, I'm assuming, prey that's not too fast. And a platypus bill. So did it eat floating plants and then catch fish? Is that what it did? I mean, I'm I don't understand this. It lived in swampy areas, not sure what it ate. Why would it have a mouth like that and then claws like that? Those two things don't go together. Ah. I have a feeling that one of these days that one is going to go the way of the Brontosaurus. It's going to be stricken from the record, and then it's going to be put back together, and it's going to re-enter, and we'll find that those arms actually belonged to a very, very, very close relative that hybridized with it at some times. Like it was close enough genetically to hybridize with them at some point. But they really should not have had arms, should not have had those exact arms with those proportions on that specimen. That's my guess. Because this can't be right. This cannot be right. It's so silly. I'm really perturbed by this because my brain is just telling me no. My mind's telling me no, but its body's telling me yes. Okay, gotta get that out of my head now. Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to any of us? It's mean. It's very mean. Okay, folks. I need to go searching for plastic toys. And wow, it's actually getting kind of late, so I don't have much time. It'll be time to eat pretty soon. Thank you for joining me. It wasn't that exciting of a stream this time. A lot of silent time, but hey, didn't cost me anything extra. Hope it didn't cost any of you too much from your data caps or anything like that. This has worked out nicely. This is better. The dyno itself is better than I thought it was going to be in multiple respects. This is a little bit larger than I expected, flimsier than I expected. Given it the number of parts, I thought it would have been more sturdy. I will give this a full review. Little spoiler here. I'm going to stand by my pre-purchase feelings that the little the little alcoves back here, dang it, these little things, little rooms, were not worth it. Were not worth the parts budget. I think I probably like those less now that they're all in there and covered up, and it's kind of dark back there. Probably like those less now that I've seen them than I did before I had, actually had it in person and when I was only looking at pictures. But this is awesome. So I need to put some serious thought into whether to end up keeping this. Good night, everyone. Don't get me started on Comcast new data caps. Hey, we've had the data caps here where I live for a while. They relaxed it for a little bit for the Rona, but they're back again. 1.2 tera. We have bounced up against that. We're not huge data users. During review season, I can kind of get up there with the 4K uploads and stuff, but it's mostly just two humans in this house, and we've bounced off that cap already. I'm gonna have to go unlimited, and that sucks. I'm exempt because I'm on a bulk plan. Good. Excellent. Same reason I only pay $30 for gigabit. I hate you. Goodbye, sir. To everyone else, I love you. And thank you for stopping by. I hope you've enjoyed. But Brandon, you're a terrible, terrible person, and I will be envious here. I am green with envy. And that's how we're going to end this. Bye.